Yo, peace, what's up, y'all? Big Mike checking in, RealTalkTV. Alright, you guys, so in this video, I'm going to skip the formalities in the intro. I'm going to get right to it, man. You know, as I observe the world and watch a lot of content, and I see the things I see, as I'm sure you guys do as well, in media, the news, etc., I am fed up and sick and tired of the amount of young black men that are losing their life in these streets. I am sick and tired of it. And it's foolish. It's vanity, man. It's pointless and it's senseless, the amount of young black men that are losing their life prematurely in the streets. Trying to prove how tough you are. Trying to prove that you're really like that. Trying to prove that you're really about that life. Not understanding the consequences of what you do out there in those streets. This is a very touchy subject for me personally because I've known quite a few people in my youth that lost their life prematurely in the street. A lot of them didn't make it to see 21 years old. 25 years old, let alone 30, 35, 40. A lot of them died long before that. And they're not coming back. How many times do a lot of you young black men have to witness this time and time and time again before you finally get it? How many times do you have to see the same consequences for people doing the very same things before you finally get it? And you think that you're invincible. You think it can't happen to you. You think you're above consequences and that it's going to miss you. Anytime that it did miss you, that was the good Lord above sparing your life. But how many times does that have to happen before you get it? Because one day, if you keep on playing around with the devil in these streets, one day your number is going to get called. And what you do out there in those streets is going to catch up to you. I don't care how tough you think you are. There's always going to be someone out there that's a lot tougher than you. I don't care how ruthless you think you are. There's somebody out there that'll make you squirm like a baby. They will make you look like a freaking choir boy. And you think it's a game. Rolling the dice with your life every single day. Trying to be accepted by people who really don't care about you anyway. If they cared about you, they would try to deter you from the street life instead of trying to suck you in. But you think those are the people that love you. You ignore the instructions of your mother and your father, providing that you have both. You abandon their instructions to get sucked in by the influences in the streets, only to throw away all the hard work that your parents put in because you want to prove that you really like that. And if you didn't have a father in your house, my heart goes out to you. This is why fathers are very important in a young man or a young woman's life. This is exactly why. You know, I told you guys, those of you guys who watch my content on the regular, I share with y'all how me and my stepfather didn't always see eye to eye. But I got to give it credit what credit is due. No, we didn't always see eye to eye. We didn't always get along. I didn't always like him. Sometimes I hated his guts. But let me tell y'all something. He did a lot of things wrong, but he also did a lot of things right. One thing that I'm proud of him for doing is that he deterred me from living that life when I was out there young and reckless. He gave me a curfew. I was the only one in the circle of my friends who had to be in the house at 9 o'clock in high school. Yeah, my friends made fun of me. Like, you gotta be in the house at 9 o'clock? But guess what? That's kept me out of a lot of stuff, man. That definitely helped save my life. And I give him credit for that. That's why fathers are very important. And he instilled the fear in me to know that if I crossed the line, there was going to be consequences when I got home. So I didn't do a lot of things out of fear of what may happen to me when I got back home. That's what a father is supposed to do. And a lot of you young men didn't have that. A lot of you young women didn't have that. And I'm sorry. My heart goes out to you, like I said. But that is no excuse to go out there and live recklessly and throw your life away. These streets are not playing, man. And I don't know how many more people have to die before you get it. How many more? What are you trying to prove out there in those streets? Answer that. What are you trying to prove? That you tough? You're not that tough. Because let me tell you something. I don't care how tough you think you are. A bullet will take you down. A bullet don't care who you are. It is no respecter of persons. And there's someone out there who is not afraid to show you that. You gotta understand that even though you're young and you may feel invincible, you are not going to be young forever. One day, the things you do while you're young is going to catch up to you, and you're going to have a life full of regrets, providing that you survive. Don't you understand? These streets do not love you. These streets do not care who you are. You will fall if you keep on gambling with your life in these streets, man. I just saw in a video earlier today, 19 years old. A 19-year-old lost his life playing around in those streets. 19. The young man didn't even get started yet in life. His life was already cut short. And some of y'all may say, well, it was just their time. No, that is not true. Your decisions can cut your life short. That does not mean it was your time. It's your time when you go due to natural causes or something tragic happened to you that was out of your control. That's when it was your time. But when you do things to accelerate your life and to expedite the process of death or bring death to your front door, when you do things to expedite that it was not your time. Your choices helped expedite you to an early death. You had control over that. You have control over that. I know it seems like a square thing to do by not getting involved in the streets and doing your homework, getting good grades and all of that and going to college. I know a lot of y'all may hear the sounds of that, especially in our community, but because for some reason, those people are far outnumbered by, especially in the black community, a lot of young black kids that didn't grow up in stable homes. A lot of them, not all, but a lot of them tend to head that direction before they try doing the right thing, staying on the straight and narrow, because to us, in our community, we're told that that's corny or you're a square. But we so quick to advocate the street life. If you got a circle of people around you that's leading you further and further into that lifestyle, you need to check yourself, you need to check your circle. Those people do not care about you. If they did, they would try to pull you out of that lifestyle. But yet, if something happened to you, what they gonna be doing? They're gonna be the first ones showing up at your freaking funeral, talking about rest in peace, wearing your freaking picture with on a t-shirt. But these people that loved you, they didn't love you. When I was coming up, I had OGs that told me to not get involved in stuff like that. They deterred me from living that life. The guys who knew better than that. They did what they could to keep me out the streets, not pull me in the streets. And I am not ashamed to say, I am not a street dude. I've been around a lot of street guys, and I understand them, being that I'm from the hood, but I am not a street dude, and I am not ashamed to say that I'm not a street dude. Thank God for keeping me from going too far when I was younger. I got curious at times, but I ultimately knew that if I made certain choices, it was going to affect me in the long run, cut my life short, and disappoint the people who invested so much in me to see me become a success. You gotta think about your life, man. You're not gonna be 16, 17, 18 forever. Your life is gonna go by in the blink of an eye. I'm 41 years old, and I felt like I was 21 just yesterday. It goes by quick. Life is not a game. Your life is not a game. These streets are not a game. And they don't give a damn who you are. You're not that tough, man. What are you trying to prove? You think it's cool to see a 19-year-old laying down in the graveyard? With a tombstone that says, oh, he went out like a G, he wasn't no punk? What's cool about that? There ain't nothing cool about that, man. You gotta get out those streets, man, and start taking your life more seriously. I mean, it's sad to say that's some young people don't see nothing else for themselves. They grew up in that environment. That's all they know. And they think that's all there is to life. And they're scared to come out of it. Even some of the ones who do want to get out that lifestyle, they're scared to try to escape it because they don't want to disappoint the people that they're so-called friends with. They don't want to look like they're the weakest link by claiming, hey, this ain't for me no more. I need to go, away from this and do the right thing. And those people will flee from you. And you know why? That's nothing but the devil. The devil will flee when you try to do the right thing and you start doing the right thing. The devil is a liar, man. He comes to kill, steal, and destroy. And I am just personally tired, especially the young black men. I mean, all men in particular. But being that I'm black, of course, needless to say that I identify more with, the young black male because I grew up in the hood. I grew up around drug dealers. I grew up around killers. I grew up around guys who robbed and did all of that. I grew up around people like that. Thank God I did not get caught up in that lifestyle, but I've been around those dudes a lot. And a lot of them, the ones who live to be my age, a lot of them tell me when I come home and I visit, a lot of them tell me, man, I wish I would have done the right thing, man, and did what you did and get the hell up out of here. I wish I would have made the same choices you made. That might look so-called cool when you're 19, 20 living that life, but it don't look so hot when you're 40. It don't look so hot when you're 40 years old, still trying to get your life together because you're trying to make up for all the stuff you did in your 20s and 30s. You know how disheartening that is to go home, to see the guys you grew up with, the guys that you loved that once upon a time in your life, that tells you nothing but things they regret. The ones that did survive and the ones that didn't survive. I mean, it's unfortunate, but that's what you get when you keep leading that lifestyle. Y'all, we gotta do better than this, man. We gotta do better than this. If you are under proper guidance at home and you deciding to go left in life anyway, you're a fool. If you got a two-parent structure at home, people that care about you and love you, and you still want to lead your life out there in those streets, man, you're a fool. You're a fool. And if you keep it up, you're going to break the hearts of those who invested so much in you. How selfish is that? Look, man, all I'm saying is survive, man. I don't care where you come from, what your circumstances are. Yeah, you might be poor, but it's not worth dealing drugs, because that's going to lead you one of two places: the graveyard or prison. Work an honest job, man. Continue to work hard, and then, you'll eventually reap the fruits of your labor, man. You'll eventually all see it come together if you just don't give up. But that way, the street life, dealing dope, putting in so-called work, doing other people dirty, there's only one or two places that can get you: an early grave or prison. And how heartbreaking is that for people who actually invested in you? Your mother, your siblings, your father, if he was around. If he wasn't, again, my heart goes out to you. How disheartening is that for those people who invested so much in you, to see it all go down the drain because of your life choices? Again, I'm just saying, no matter where you come from, no matter what your circumstances are, work hard and just survive, man. It's not gangster dying at 18, 19 years old in these streets. That's not gangster, man. Ain't nothing gangster about that. There's nothing popping about that. You know what's popping? To live another 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 years. To live to be 40. I can look back on my life and I appreciate it so much. The lessons that people in my life instilled in me. If they didn't do that, I probably wouldn't live to see 41. Growing older is gangster, man. Watching your kids grow if you got kids. Being there for your kids. Being a responsible adult, you know what I'm saying? Being, an example to those that mean a lot to you. That's gangster, not dying early in these streets, man. Just survive, man, all right? Big Mike checking out.